What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of REV Sports Wrap It Up. I'm Josh in my normal location, no piano in the background that I can mark.
In your second home?
In my second home. That I can really do some chopsticks on that piano, let me tell you. Never mind. No Moonlight Sonata in my repertoire. I will say that. I was watching.
No Claire de Lune?
No Claire de Lune. No. Or Chopin. But I know I watched a video and this this game or whatever, and he was like Moonlight Sonata, and he was like by Ludwig Beethoven, and the guy was just like, did you just say Beethoven? And he was like, wait, he's like, did you just say Beethoven? So anyway, that's our world we live in. Hey, Soul, how we doing?
Doing good. I would like to think that I would pronounce good old Ludwig's name correctly, but some people just don't know his work, I guess.
Whatever, man. He's
for his time.
Yeah. Let me tell you about Mozart later. Right? Yeah. Anyway, child pride.
Yeah, I think you said Chopin, but I think his name is Chopin.
Well, okay. There is a Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen movie from like the 1990s where she acted like the other. Anyway, I don't know why I remember that. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop while I'm ahead on that because we're here to talk about some sports that's been going on in the world. I was going to try and like a cool little segue. I can't. Let's just round the bases. Let's just round the bases. Your Red Sox still suck, but
not as much.
Not as much.
Yeah, we clean house and then put 17 against the Orioles.
Yeah.
And then we go back to losing, but we just had to have that one. The few games of just having a little fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're still having fun. My Reds. They're a half game up on the Cubs. We're holding. We're holding. It's obviously way too much baseball left. The Yankees are winning, though. So I will have to say that. Do they have the best record in baseball? No, that belongs to the Atlanta Braves at 22-9. But everyone else in the East sucks. They're all under 500. But the Marlins are in second at 15-16. So
hey,
I think like Bobby Bonilla gets paid more than that roster. So isn't their roster like?
The roster, and this is not even counting for inflation. They're spending less on the roster than they spent in the 2003 when we won.
Right.
The World Series against the Yankees.
Yeah.
Gotta boo Yankee. As a Red Sox fan, as a Red Sox fan and someone who is from South Florida, so I also was a Marlins fan, but I was more a Red Sox. To see the Yankees lose in 2003 and then to see the Red Sox break the curse in 2004, that was 2 great years as a Boston Red Sox fan, even if the Red Sox stuff, but seeing the Marlins beat the Yankees was always great.
It's never a bad thing when the Yankees lose. Sorry, Justin.
Sorry. Justin.
You're either a Yankees fan or you hate them. There's no in between. The only time I was like, I think the Yankees should win the World Series is after 9/11, just because I thought the story was too nice. But the Arizona Diamondbacks won that year. So, but that was the only time. It had to take a historic tragedy for me to cheer for the Yankees. So
even then. But going, Red Sox clean house. Several coaches, including the manager, Alex Cora, Jason Varitek. Goodbye, club legend. But we were saying goodbye to you as well. And Cora was offered the Philadelphia job, but he said no. So thoughts on that of him saying, you know what? No, I'm good.
I mean, I guess he just didn't want to deal with the BS, the stress. I don't know. obviously they didn't make him an offer enough for him not to refuse it. So, or maybe the organization is that bad, but an organization still be terrible and we still get coaches. Hence the Jets.
I thought you were gonna say the Mets.
No, the organization at least puts the team together. Like they spend money, they're not incompetent in the sense of putting the roster together, but they're cursed.
Yeah.
Cursed and being incompetent, maybe a little incompetence. Obviously, you can't be this bad and not be a little incompetent, but it's not like they're not trying. Where the Jets just get in their own damn way. Are the Jets cursed? Sure, but I think the incompetency, especially when it comes out that the owner is taking advice from his grandson that's good at Madden. That's literally and I'm like, okay, what do we do?
I think that's why you enjoyed that little trivia question that I sent you.
Yeah. I just my response was great. Like they've been so bad, I forgot they were good.
It was a long time ago. Time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. But yeah, no, my but speaking about poor rosters, I mean, the Athletics are in first technically, but I think the Mariners just pulled ahead of them today, even though they say they're a half game back. But even though the record's 500, and it's because the Athletics have this is where I got confused. The Mariners are 16-16, but the Athletics are 15-14, so they're technically still one game above 500. It's just I got confused with my numbers on that. The Astros are in last place, which about time. You cheaters. Okay.
Sorry, T.
I just don't like cheaters, and they still won afterwards. But shout out to Dusty Baker. I'm glad Dusty got.
I was rooting it for them because of Dusty.
Yeah, once Dusty retired, I'm like, okay, Karma needs to come back. On that.
See, I don't hate the Astros as much as other baseball fans do.
That's okay. I mean, banging on trash cans, getting away with it, whatever. If you ain't, some people say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I guess to me, and I think we've talked about this before, I think years ago, that's how long we've been doing this, is that almost every team was doing it. They were just the idiots who got caught.
Oh, yeah.
And so, everyone being like, oh, these cheaters. It's just like, hey, your faves are cheating. Especially Yankees fans. Yankees fans who got so upset, which is like, we would have won the World Series. No, you wouldn't have.
That Astros team was still pretty damn good, man.
And also, then you would have had to play the Dodgers.
Yeah. So.
But anyhow.
Now Sullinger is on the Yankees, and Sullinger was on that Dodgers team. But yeah, no, the Dodgers still. At the end of the day, I'm glad. Let's just enjoy baseball because know what the inevitable is going to be at the end of the season.
Yeah. Even with Mookie hurt, they're still so fucking good.
They're so good. Stupid. I mean, yes, anything can happen in baseball, but that Dodgers roster is stupid.
Yeah.
Rotation, everything. Close. I mean, they got Edward Diaz is finally healthy again. Dodger. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Cool on that. But yeah, no, I mean, that's pretty much it for baseball. But a lot of teams are just kind of fighting to stay above 500 or right at 500 these days.
I think a lot of teams, it feels like it's just like, oh, the season hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
They're still playing like it's preseason.
I mean, Atlanta is playing like they're supposed to be playing. Tampa and the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees are 20-11. Tampa's 18-12. But I mean, Guardians in the Central is 16-16. Athletics are just 15-14. Like I said, the Reds are 19-11. But the Cubs are 19-12. So,
and we don't need to talk about the Red Sox record.
But remember when the Mets lost 12 games in a row? That was interesting.
That was good. Good.
Well, y'all didn't lose 12 games in a row, but you lost a lot.
Hey, it's a long season. Long
It's a long
season.
season. It's a long
Are you
season.
ready to talk about basketball? Ready?
Yeah.
Basketball.
All right, and that ends basketball talk. Good job, guys. All right, we did it.
Good job.
Yeah, we the playoffs are going on in this one as well. Right now, score check. Cleveland did beat Toronto, and the Thunder have swept the Suns. The Nuggets are losing 3-2 to the Timberwolves. Spurs did a gentleman sweep to the Blazers, 4-1. The Orlando is leading the Pistons 3-2 because, hey, Detroit, hang the banner. You had a good regular season. Because it just, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Crap, where was that? Yep. The Cavs, like I said, just went up 3-2. The Knicks, they got cursed a little bit, but they are up 3-2, and then Boston is up 3-2. But for the way it was starting, it looked like it was going to be a bunch of blowouts in round one. Like they were just going to run away with it. But these other teams are not going away. 76ers aren't going away. The Hawks aren't going away. The Magic aren't going away. We expected the Nuggets and Timberwolves to probably go the distance, though. And so is the Lakers and the Rockets, just because of the depleted Lakers. If the Lakers had their full roster, they would have ran through the Rockets by now. But shout out to 41-year-old LeBron for still doing some incredible things. Injury-wise, Wemby did come back from concussion protocol. But I think they're putting him on limited minutes. They're not like trying to really rush him back on that. And then Ant's out multiple weeks after suffering a bone bruise and hyperextension. So the Timberwolves probably won't, if they get past this round, they need to get past this round for him to get somewhat healthy because even if with a healthy Ant, still going to be uphill sledding against the Spurs anyway.
Yeah. So. And Jokic, you saw, even though like the Timberwolves still won, even losing Ant. And Jokic got pissed off at the end because, every sport has their unwritten rules. And usually unwritten rules is more when you say the unwritten rules, you're talking about baseball because there's so many unwritten rules of baseball. But there is some unwritten rules in basketball. And one of that is if you're blowing out a team and there's a few seconds left, you kind of just stop playing. And everyone but one person stopped playing, and Jokic was not having it.
Right. Yeah, no. The only time that you're allowed to keep playing is if you're going to try and score 83 points in a game. Okay? Because that was the only time. And he wanted to come out, and they were like, he's like, stop fouling, and like all that stuff. So Bam just kept doing what he was told.
Yeah. And they kept double team, triple teaming him, everything. But yeah, and it was one of those things. I think Jokic, what was the fine? It was something like 15,000 or something. Like, not a ridiculous number, but it was like higher than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, that was an interesting end to the match of a blowout game.
Yeah, there was multiple suspensions going to be dished out and stuff because
you got injuries, you got suspensions, you got a fight at the end of the game. Everything you want.
Right.
Although we don't want injuries here.
No, never like people get hurt. We do have a nice little video here of the Lakers Rockets game. So. Hold on. Nope. You got it? All right, click that. It didn't add it. There we go.
I mean, do you have the sound on?
I do. Oh, did I not? Did it not come over? I must have not shared it with you. All right. We're going to wait for the next video. We'll fix it in post.
But yeah, just look at everyone's faces here.
Yeah. He's being double teamed by a father and son combo. Just want to look at it. Who's learning? Who's teaching who? Look at that. Look at that.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. Put that on the Christmas card, LeBron. Put that on the Christmas card.
For real.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a, and maybe it's because
I'm trying to add it back when you see it pop up. You just make your point.
Maybe it's because my team isn't in it, but I don't even think it's that. Like, I'm not as excited for the NBA playoffs as I usually am. But we're going to be talking about another sport that's in the playoffs now that I am having a lot of fun watching. So I don't know. Maybe I've switched over.
Here's the situation with me, and I kind of like me and my buddy kind of like just figured out like why like I love basketball. Everyone,
yeah.
I love the game of basketball, especially college basketball. Obviously, yeah. But there's just something about the NBA, and it's not the whole no defense thing, because playoff basketball there is defense. Okay, I mean, look, SGA just goes out there and gets fouled when he comes off the bus, and that's a whole different other situation. But the game just it's the same with different the only thing that's different about it is the jerseys that they wear. Like there's no team's identity to me. Every team runs the same stuff, and you defend and it's always like either ISO or it's like there's never like one guy goes to the corner. Like every team plays the same, and people that's why we're like, oh, Steph Curry ruined basketball. No, Steph Curry found something that he's really good at. And then Klay Thompson was also on the team. And so the Golden State Warriors, they changed the game of basketball.
Yeah. And it was one of those things that it was like interesting for one team to do, but just when every team decides to be the Golden State Warriors. And I think too, if you look at like last year to this year, like every team was kind of the same, but Indiana had an identity, Cleveland had an identity. So it was still, even though it's not as fun as the NBA of old, it was still fun to like watch certain teams play. But now it does feel like no one has an identity.
No. And that's what you're like, ooh, the Pistons versus the Bulls back in the 90s. The Pistons were going to beat the shit out of you. And the Bulls had Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and the triangle offense. And so there was an identity to that. And now there's nothing. Or you had the Utah Jazz with Karl Malone and John Stockton and just that fluid offense that they ran. There was different identities. So each team, you're just like, ooh, I love to see this matchup. I love to see this matchup. Now it's just like, oh, guess what's going to happen? This guy's going to shoot a gajillion threes. And then they have a center that's going to rebound the ball, and then they're going to play hard ass defense. And I know that for people who say they don't play defense in the NBA, they do. Yeah. Or else you see a lot other players that are really good at offense play in the NBA. You have to be good at defense, but the thing is, everyone can handle the ball, everyone can shoot, and everyone is freakishly athletic.
You got centers shooting from three,
right? So that's where that's the thing, and it's hard for me to like, oh, watch this NBA game. There's no difference.
Yeah, and this probably is because my team's not in it, because I can find stake in it when it's like a team that I care about. And obviously I'm going to care about my team. But yeah, so my team's not in it. There's really like a lack of identity in the NBA. And that's why I'm really excited for the WNBA season to start, because there is identity between the teams. And it does feel like basketball of old. And like, even former NBA players who have talked about it on their podcast, because everyone has podcasts now. And they talk about, they were like, ooh, if you want to learn the game of basketball, they were like, watch the WNBA. And these are former NBA players saying that, talking about like, play like that WNBA, play like the women. So
because they're not freakish. Because not everyone can jump from the free throw line. Not everyone can shoot at a 40% clip. And so it's like very much more fundamental.
Yeah,
in the WNBA, because that's just the skill level is different. But like you said, there is identity. Like not, they have to still go to low post with Asia. They really don't do low post stuff anymore.
Or like Minnesota mid-range game because they have Courtney Williams.
Yeah.
Where you're really seeing the loss of the mid-range in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean the Pistons team that beat that super Laker team with Rip Hamilton, like literally it was just Rip Hamilton like coming around to pick like a screen for a mid range, and I mean there is mid range, but it's just everything is either a dunk or a three, which they try and translate that to the NCAA, and those coaches are realizing that can't translate. That's why NCAA there's still identities to each team, and so that's why it's there. So, yep. It's just, but I am a fan of Donovan Mitchell, so I mean I am keeping up with Cleveland and hope they win it. But it's just the lack of identity just takes the they've solved basketball. They really have.
They made it very efficient.
It's too efficient, so it's just like watching this. Like the song's good every once in a while, but over and over and over again, it's just like I'm tired of this song. Please get off. Please go away. And that's just kind of what it is. I feel like I'm listening to the same song with in a different location.
You're just getting a little remix. Yeah. That's the jersey colors. Is the
Pretty
remix.
Pretty much.
But I think we have a special guest to come on to talk about a topic that I'm not as knowledgeable on, and I'm gonna say goodbye to. But before I say goodbye, let's say hello to Ryan.
Hey, there he is.
Hey,
What's up, Ryan? What's up, Ryan?
You two have fun.
I read the book Hail Mary. Oh, wait, no. That's not this one? Oh, sorry.
No.
Well, I mean, technically that is correlate because there is a play called Hail Mary in football.
It finally arrived.
Hey, we have the physical copies. Yeah, that's funny.
Just so you know, guys, can't recommend the movie enough. It was awesome.
Agreed.
Well, you two have fun. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And Ryan, I got to do this real quick because, guys, here's what we're going to talk about.
Fucking hug it, chug it, football.
Yeah, I do that. All right, Ryan. This is just a little preview. Obviously, me and Tushka will be going over more fantasy-based, but we will be covering pretty much the NFL draft on Monday and our fantasy F around to kind of see how teams have changed, like Jalen Waddle is now on Denver, and then how the rookies may impact with the Jeremiah Love going to not an empty backfield and there's no one to block for him in Arizona. Like those type of things we'll get more in depth to on Monday. But we have Ryan on just to kind of just kind of give you a little preview of how the NFL draft went. And Ryan being a Chiefs fan, the Chiefs made a big trade. Now, obviously, they lost one of their all-star corner to the Rams in the offseason. And they traded up to the 6th pick, and people are like, what are they going to do? Well, they went and got their guy. Is it Delaney or is it Delaney?
I thought it was Delaney, but yeah, I know you move up from 9 to 6, but did you really need to move up to 9 to 6 and give up 2 picks? I mean, that's what happens when you have like such a gap in the corners that they need to fill, and they don't want to take a chance of not getting their top guy and deal with I'd have to even check to see when the next corner was actually picked up. But yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you lose your top 2 corners, and I've seen them play when they don't have corners, and it's not fun. I mean, it's fun for offense, but the defense not so much.
Yeah, the next corner was taken in the 27th pick by Miami, which was Chris Johnson. Now, technically, there was safeties taken in between, but as far as a pure corner position, all the way all falling down to Miami. But I guess they might have heard they just wanted to make sure they got their guy, and they were able to, and they were okay with giving up those picks to do it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, some people question it, but at the end of the day, the Chiefs got to have a lot of Super Bowl rings with that same organization. And it's like, it's hard to really sit there and say, how can you do this? Because at the end of the day, with the NFL draft, you really don't know. You sit there and judge it as an armchair quarterback. Oh, yeah. And at the end of the day, it's just like, man, the Giants had a good draft, but they're still the Giants. The Jets had a good draft. We've said that how many times? And the reason the Jets always have a good draft because they always have so many gosh damn draft picks because they suck.
Right. And like with Kansas City, they had some holes to fill, and they were working on doing that, even if they lost a few picks. I know I'm jumping to like the 4th or 5th round, but they blew up their running back room, and then they added another running back during the draft. which
Yeah.
I'm really not perturbed about, but it was a Nebraska running back. And I went from, I'm an Iowa Hawkeye fan. Now I have a Nebraska running back that I'm
Right.
um,
Emmett
having to root
Johnson.
for,
That's right.
having
Emmett
to root
Johnson.
for, because they blew up the. I mean, I know you're going to talk more about it like on Monday on fantasy's perspective of it, but just in the real world of and with the draft, I mean, they, as I said, blew up their running back room except for like one player,
Rashard Smith
and
is still there.
yeah, he's there, but Ken Walker from up my way,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get them. It's just it's interesting on a real world basis. I mean, Kansas City probably wants to get back to running the ball with a lot more. We don't like Patrick Mahomes being the leading rusher in too many games. When so yeah, many running backs. We'll see what happens, but I am quite interested in it.
Yeah. Garrett Nussmeier. What?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't a fan of him in college. People were like obsessed with Garrett Nussmeier. I never saw it, but I'm 5'8", scrawny dude. I would never even attempt to play the quarterback position. With
I mean, it is the last pick of that
Right.
they have. So,
Right.
and we're looking for backup of a backup
Right.
in essence, because you don't know if their current backup situation is going to work out. I think that's
what I was figuring.
feels. I mean, he's only on a 1-year deal, so you have time to see if this guy works out with no real concern. So you might as well, because I mean, you know what it's like if you don't have a good backup quarterback situation. You're done. I mean,
Yeah.
and some teams don't have good starting quarterbacks right now. I mean, they did a good draft, but yeah, who's gonna who are you throwing the ball to? That makes me think like Jets probably, and some others like that. Like,
Who's throwing the ball? Well, the
yeah.
Cardinals just going to hand the ball off, apparently.
Yeah, because they have 5-6 running. I mean,
yeah, James Conner,
Algier. I know.
Algier.
I feel bad for Algier a little bit. He leaves Atlanta thinking he's going to get some decent more playing time, and maybe he's not so 1-2 punch. And next thing you know, he's in like a stable of running backs, and
no one to block for him.
Oh yeah, because you'd think they need some an O line, and some of these O lines, not so much.
No, I would have just gone ahead and take the offensive tackle who was hurt that the Giants took, which brings me to the next thing. Thank you, Giants, for taking that offensive lineman, because it allowed the Cowboys to somehow fall ass back into my favorite player in the draft, which was Caleb Downs. Like, there's a lot of times where I sit there, like going into watching college, I'm like, that, no ifs, ands, or buts. Unless the organization is extremely terrible, this player is going, like, there's like gold jacket potential type players that you see. Caleb Downs has that gold jacket potential. Now, obviously, injuries and who knows, but I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about the head on. I'm not worried about locker room issues. I'm not worried about the head on. Not worried about his personality being an issue. I'm not worried about any of that. The dude just plays football and does it extremely well. And the fact that you can have people like, well, we should have taken Ruben Bain. True. But you did try and already load up on your line. You did fall back to the draft and kind of screw over the Pittsburgh Steelers, which was my favorite part of the whole daggone draft. With Malachi, I think was his first name, the receiver from USC, was on the phone with the Steelers. Like, hey, man, the Eagles
have just drafted you. Keep going. Like, what?
What?
Yeah, that I saw about that later. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, but that, I mean, they got Malachi Lawrence. So yeah, is Malachi Lawrence Ruben Bain? I don't know. I just know that Ruben Bain is a dog. I watched him, especially when he got drafted. Like, like everyone that gets drafted, they like sit there. They kind of cheer a little bit as they're walking through the tunnel, and they sit there and put the hat on in front of the mirror, kind of strike a pose. Ruben Bain didn't give crap. He walked straight through, like he was about to punch somebody. He was going to punch Roger Goodell in the face. He just snatched the hat up, put it on his head, and did the freaking thing he did the little arm thing that Henry Cavill did from.
No, yeah.
He loaded up his arms, and I'm like, all right. Either he's pissed because he fell to Tampa at the 14th. You're still getting paid, dude.
Yeah,
but
you're
all
right.
But like, if you the whole thing was like, oh, his arms are short. That's what you're worried about. Like, what are we doing here?
Tampa looked out getting that one. That works out well for them.
But yeah, Caleb Downs was there. Like, the thing is that Dallas, if you looked at their war room, Jerry's grandson is sitting next to him. Not Stephen Jones anymore. Stephen Jones to the side now. His grandson is sitting next to him, and apparently he's the one that's kind of been running the show for the past couple of years. And if you look, other than trading away Micah Parsons last year and kind of just throwing away, I mean, like the other moves that they've made have made sense. George Pickens has worked out. He just did finally sign his franchise tag today. Now, whether or not they ended up trading him throughout the season or from now, who knows? But it looks like he's going to play this year. He said that, he's good once he signs his franchise tag. Who knows how it is? But
speaking of somebody that, who knows where their head space could be.
Exactly.
So obviously you're not worried about other people being drafted that with a headspace question. So if the talent works out and they can do what they need to do, I mean, it was a gradual improvement last year with the Dallas. I mean, with some of the changes that were made throughout the year. So
because he was still awesome when CeeDee Lamb went out.
Yeah.
So that was easily his best year as a.
No, yeah. I mean, it would be nice if CeeDee Lamb doesn't get hurt, because I don't know. I drafted him again, a Monday conversation, but whatever.
Right. Next year's draft, I kind of looked that up because, like, this. Did you think this, from what you know, do you think this class was a little weak compared to?
It felt quiet.
Yeah,
there was like nothing. Nobody like really stood out. Like people filled holes like they needed to, and not a lot of drama. I just didn't hear anything that was too wild.
The only wild thing was the Rams taking Ty Simpson.
Oh yeah,
in the 13th round, and Sean McVay just being. You could tell he was pissed.
Yeah. I can tell, like up here in Seahawks land, they thought it was kind of funny. We're like, but we took a running back though at the first round too from Notre Dame. Like, well, I mean, we did lose our running back, so, and the other one's hurt, so
yeah. But there's such an extreme drop off from Jeremiah Love as far as talent. Not to sit there and say the other running backs aren't good, but it's Jeremiah Love. I mean, Jeremiah Love's the most complete backs probably since Bijan. In the draft, and I think
give him the ball though.
Yeah, right. They should be with Stefanski there. They should give Bijan the ball a lot more without Algier, but who knows? I mean, Brian Robinson's there with a gunshot wound. So for all you people out there, when you go to trade B. Robinson, make sure it's the right B. Robinson from Atlanta.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
For next year's draft, you've got Jeremiah Smith. So who's going to be interested to see if Jeremiah Smith goes 1-1? The receiver at Ohio State that's been a stud since he came into the league. Obviously, the quarterback, Julian Sayin, that's at Ohio State. Dante Moore, quarterback. Arch Manning is I don't.
Every time I hear something about him, it just doesn't. He's not doing what he. But I don't know. You get yourself in the right system, you can do a lot of things.
Yeah, it's just like Carnell Tate was the best receiver, but he wasn't like can't miss receiver. But the Titans took him 4th overall because he is the best receiver. I preferably like Jordan Tyson a little bit better, but whatever. I mean, the Titans needs a whole team except for their quarterback and Simmons on their defensive line. So but yeah, no, like looking through the names, like the top 75. It's
what was it? The Vanderbilt runner-up Heisman quarterback didn't even get drafted.
No, and because he was just like, well, they like just draft me, blah blah, and it's like, well, we got a little bit questions about your, like we were talking about Caleb Downs, who isn't, basically could be an off the field issue, and they just caught him Diego at TMZ because that's just what you do. You sign a free agency deal with the Ravens, and the next thing you know, today they show them like throwing money at a strip club. I mean, whatever, do your thing. But if you're trying to get away from that narrative, this isn't the way to do it.
Yeah, that's the current what is it? The Bucks quarterback? Not Baker.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, wasn't he kind of the same way like early on
Yeah,
too?
a little. Well, they thought it's not that bad.
Right,
Like it's
but
like Diego's like the Johnny Manziel level.
there we go, Johnny Manziel. That is who I'm thinking about. Yeah.
No, Baker had some like him,
No.
grabbing his nuts to Kansas and planting the flag at Ohio State, which they do. Everyone does that. I mean, Michigan just did that, and they caught a big brawl, all the other stuff. So I mean, but they were just trying to find a reason, just because Baker had a personality. But when the time came, when the lights came on, like you can tell Baker was still good. He just happened to play for the Browns. And it took a second, but once he got on the Bucks, like Baker's been awesome as a pro. And
a few games for the Rams, so that was
fun.
I
mean, when he came and like literally was
awesome.
on the plane and did that against the Rams, I'm like, all right, I can't say anything about Baker anymore. You're good. You're good. I don't know a quarterback that could do what he did. I mean, you think you can, but you've never seen it. What he did with the Rams on that one.
Yeah, I know it's a side discussion, but did you ever watch that? What is that Amazon special where he went undercover? Baker as
those type of things where they go undercover as like a they're trying out for the court, like Chad Baker.
But he was just like he was just like pretending to be a fan, and they were getting a tour of the stadium.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they were doing and he was like throwing the ball. Who can throw the ball the farthest? And he just goes out there, just
that was
launches it. Yeah, Chad Powers, that Glenn Powell television show, that type of thing, because they did that for Eli Manning. Jared Goff did it, like he went to a high school thing, and so so there's a couple times they did it. But speaking about problematic quarterbacks, if you don't mind to hang on for a second, I don't know if you saw the story about that Texas Tech quarterback that had to check himself into rehab like a couple days ago for a gambling addiction.
I think I saw a glimpse of that, but no, I haven't.
So
seen much about it.
Brendan Sorsby, he redshirted at Indiana. This is because I think he's a junior now. He redshirted, so he's a redshirt junior. He redshirted for Indiana. I think he transferred to Cincinnati. It was before Cignetti got there, so he was at Indiana, transferred to Cincinnati, and then he just did a transfer. Was like one of the highest paid touted quarterbacks out of the transfer portal. He was like the best quarterback out of the transfer portal, is what everyone was talking about. Texas Tech paid him a buttload of money. The thing is he just came out and he checked himself in the rehab for having a gambling addiction. And he placed more than, apparently, according to On3 Sports, he placed more than 10,000 wagers at one point and averaged 20 bets a day. And the On3 report cited unanimous unnamed sources who had reviewed betting data linked to Sorsby since 2022. They found Sorsby had placed bets across multiple states using a range of gambling apps, including Hard Rock, BetMGM, DraftKings, PrizePicks, and Bet365, among others. Now, the NCAA has a rule basically saying, like, it's whatever, but don't bet on your own team. I think he bet on Indiana. So in that situation, I think he's toast. On that. Yeah. But it's and the thing is that yes, the apps make it easier to bet, but it makes it easier for us to track. That's the thing. It's just like, come on.
You're not just doing some cash underneath the table nowadays. I mean,
right. Yeah. Right. No, it's easy. That's the thing. It's just like, oh, we shouldn't have that. And that's a different debate on whether or not the height of gambling and all other stuff. But it's so much easier to track now that it at least makes it easier to, because what was it? Oh, he played. Now he's on the Titans, I believe. The receiver that got suspended for the whole year.
Oh yeah, because he was on
Calvin Ridley.
Atlanta. Yeah,
Calvin Ridley. Yeah,
for a year.
And it was like he only bet like $1,000 parlay, but
yeah.
Yep, but that's
yeah. They'll
NFL
do that
really
for
strikes
a year.
down on gambling on our sport.
But
now domestic violence, that's
not domestic violence. You get like 4 to 6 games, or maybe 8.
Yeah, domestic violence. Yeah, it's whatever. But don't gamble because we got to protect the sanctity of our game. You can beat the crap out of a female. That's fine. Whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to cover that. But did you think overall your Chiefs did fine?
They did. They did what they needed to do, I think, because I don't think they really have. They did a lot of defense. Their higher picks were defensive players because that's really what was needed. I mean, they picked some players that even don't need to play right away. So, I mean, their biggest issues was you're losing your cornerbacks, and you also need to prepare to your quarterback if how Mahomes is doing, stuff like that. But I think they're doing all right, and enough that you could pick a quarterback with the last pick and a running back. I mean, you obviously didn't do some of the more of the. I mean, there's some defense, but didn't do like the O lines. I mean, as much. Yeah, they probably could have done that because O lines is always an issue. So I don't know. We'll see if they did enough. But
yeah, you really don't know. And
you don't.
People out there is like, how I love the compilation of fans' reactions to players that are drafted in the past. And there was a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I don't know if you ever remember the video. It's an infamous video of him saying, I swear it's got to be fake. But as soon as they're like, drafted Patrick Mahomes, he's like, no, I will never see a Super Bowl in my lifetime.
Probably real. Yeah, because yeah.
And there was one where just like, it was like a bunch of Buffalo Bills fans surrounding. It was like, they took Josh Allen, and I was like, oh, God, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
yeah,
people booing JJ. Remember, JJ Watt got booed.
Yeah, he didn't turn out well. Yeah.
Or the Philadelphia Eagles fans booing Donovan McNabb hard.
Everybody likes to boo.
Yeah.
They
Philadelphia, I think that's like as you come out of the womb, if you're from Philadelphia, they don't cry, they just go boo. I think that's pretty much what happens with this.
Yeah, they might have cheered when they messed with the Steelers a little bit, so that was probably fine.
Yeah. No, and people were saying, are you happy that that Dallas like traded to help Philadelphia get a good receiver? I was like, I don't care. Jalen Hurts kind of questionable as a quarterback anyway. As far as last year, I don't know what happened with him, but I was defending him, but last year it's like I don't know.
He was my starting quarterback for all my leagues all season.
Yeah,
so,
unless it was a tush push and a touch, like he still scored high, but it was all like tush push touchdowns.
I know
it wasn't. I don't know what happened last year. It just fell off. It just fell off a little bit.
I don't know.
He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. It's not like he's terrible. But
I think they'll probably try to get back to the run game a little bit more.
Yeah, I just think their offense was so vanilla last year.
Yeah. If they're vanilla again to start off, you'll hear the brew words again.
Yeah. But well, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us. I'm pretty sure you'll be in the comments on Monday. And 2 seconds. It's all yours. Project Hail Mary. Thoughts, real quick.
No, it was great. I'm glad I read that book, and I'm so glad. And then I got to see the movie, and I think I liked the book better. And it was just there's some things too that I would have been interested to see in the movie, but it was enough that I would gladly go watch that one again, and maybe at some point read this one again. I mean, I think it might hit. I was thinking about it. Is it top 2 in our book club? I mean, top 1 or 2. I think it might be, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's that. I forget the author's name. My fault. Is it Neil? Andy Weir. That's it. He wrote The Martian. I'm like, this book kind of had the same pacing as The Martian. That's not a bad thing.
So much science.
No, they're going to science the shit out of it, guys.
Yeah, they did. That was the other thing I thought. I thought, yep, this is similar to the Martian on that aspect of like a guy by himself, another guy by himself, but this time he has a rock.
Yeah. Oh, that shout out to the puppeteer and everything. Oh, just go see the movie, guys. I can't recommend it
Yes.
enough. It should win best cinematography by far.
Yeah. So what do you have next? Soccer?
Yeah. We have soccer next. Yep.
All right, well, soccer. Real quick though, I got the playoffs going. I got my Carrick Rangers and Northern
Ooh.
Ireland team in the playoffs, Euros, in the European playoffs, getting a chance to try to get that advance. We'll see. Probably not going to happen. I mean, they are in the 7th seed, but hey, I just my team. My actual team, so
Yeah.
I represent.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm wearing my Leeds United. But I went to go grab
Coach
real
KSB.
quick because
Yeah.
this is what we're reading next.
Yes, I read that
guys.
one too.
And look, it's short.
It was
so
smaller.
you can
And if
totally.
you're talking, I can't hear you.
Oh, can you guys hear
I
me
can
at
hear
all?
you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh. Well,
That's
anyways,
why you-
goodbye, Ryan.
Well, I'll talk to you guys
Yeah.
later because I lost you both.
Yeah. Who's going in now?
Yeah, this is a short one. Discord down below if you want to join book club with us. There's time to read. This is a very tiny book. But
I do not know where Mahomes' draft place was. I did not know.
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah,
he got
he-
drafted.
He was drafted to the MLB and decided to go to college anyways.
Yep. I think he made the right decision.
I think so too.
He's one of the greatest, arguably one of the greatest quarterback. The greatest. He's not the greatest, but arguably going to be a top 5, top 10 when it's all said and done. Top 5 probably.
You ready for kicking and screaming?
Yeah,
got
I'm going to be
some-
freaking screaming because our team's going to suck in the World Cup.
We don't know that. We don't know.
Yes,
that.
we do.
No, we
I mean,
don't.
I believe that we will win. Maybe.
We went into the 2022 World Cup in Qatar thinking that catastrophizing because we had such a bad camp before the World Cup, and then we actually played pretty well. Now, did we win a knockout round game? No, we haven't done that since 2002. But maybe we'll do that this time. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what we do have? We got American scoring goals.
We do. And Ryan can hear us both now. Woo!
Woo! First up, we got Ricardo Pepi. He scored 2 goals in PSV Eindhoven's 6-1 win over PEC Zwolle. I don't know how you say it, but that's how I'm going to say it.
Mauro. Tarevic weer zo'n schampertje en dan gaat hij er. Ja, gaat hij erin. Het is hetzelfde recept, het is hetzelfde duo. Bayrak Tarevic met de voorzet, Pepi met de goal.
Now that was a pretty goal.
Mm-hmm. And you can translate everything that they said in Dutch, right?
He said that was a pretty goal.
And I think you're going to like this next goal because it's your girl. Trinity Rodman scores the second goal in Washington Spirit's 4-0 win over Tushka's Casey Kern.
It's a running theme on this show is Trinity Rodman scoring goals.
And against Tushka's team.
Even better.
Here can double their money right here. Lobbed over, Lorena lost it, and it's tipped into the goal! Trinity Rodman never gets easier than that!
Nice little tap in there.
Does Sophia have force powers that made that goal happen to fall right at her feet? No. Trinity Rodman has the power that you can use the force to score.
The power of poacher goal.
Yeah. It's the force. She used the force. Okay.
Use the force. Okay.
Yeah. Her metachlorine levels are very high.
Next up, we got Rose Lavelle. She scores the second goal in Gotham FC's 3-0 win over Bay FC.
Dudley, oh, what a move. Lavelle sneaks it inside the post, and it's 2-0 Gotham. Well, we talked about it before the game. Gotham needed to start finding its rhythm.
And again, another little nice tap in.
Yeah. Now that is a theme. I feel like we do cover a Rose Lavelle goal at least once every week.
Tap it in.
Tap-a-roo.
Next up, we got Ashley Sanchez. She scores the only goal in North Carolina Courage's 1-0 win over the Houston Dash. And it was a little bit of an American on American crime because we got an American in goal.
Still couldn't quite get those minutes together. She springs it through now for Sanchez. Ashley Sanchez on the left foot. Sanchez scores! A well-deserved goal in this first half for the Courage.
And next,
That was good.
next up, we got Kennedy Wesley scores the second goal for San Diego Wave in their 3-2 win over the Denver Summit.
This is a massive defensive moment for this group. Off the corner for San Diego, header, Kennedy Wesley scores! The center back for San Diego, and we are level!
Just enough touch to piss off the goalie.
Mm-hmm. And as you saw there, that was the tying goal. That was a come from behind win for San Diego there to win 3-2 in regulation.
How's the WMLS shaping up these days?
You gonna try that again?
Yep, that was not right.
NWSL?
Yeah, there you go. When I said it, I knew it was wrong. Just take away me being stupid and the Rooney Rule and tell me what's going on.
I mean, it's going good. It's the beginning of the season, so you got we have the new team with Denver in, and so yeah, it's just another season. You really need to get to like halfway through the season, and then by the end of the season when everyone's fighting for playoff positions. But right now, it's the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and how is speak about not being the beginning of the season? But how is Inter Miami doing without their coach so far?
We're doing okay. Yeah. Had a lot of fucking ties though.
There it is.
And that's not because of our coach, because we were tying with Machadano. It's we get to the new stadium, and I've been to 3 games now at the new stadium, and we let the other team score first in every game. In all 3 games. And we lost the last one. We tied one of them, and we tied the other 2. So, like, I don't know if, like, the new stadium's cursed. We will see in the next game. We better not let the other team score first again, because we just keep going down first. We come back and score, but, yeah.
I'm just going to throw it out there. It's weird that the best team in Miami as of right now that's playing is the Marlins with that payroll.
I wouldn't even say, because we're still playing really well. We're winning away, so we're still doing really well, and it's the beginning of the season, and it's just one of those that we're letting goals in that we shouldn't let in. It's lapse in judgment kind of stuff.
Now, what was the story behind the coach leaving?
He just left for personal reasons. We don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what I saw. That I was like, that's out of left field, but at least for me, just because I don't just pay attention to it enough. But.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
Okay.
which is funny because for season ticket holders, when we went 2 days before the first game at the new stadium, Machadano was there and he was coaching, and he coached that game on that Saturday, and he was like playing ball with the boys. Like, he was out there kicking the ball and like getting into the scrums and like doing all the stuff, because we got to watch them practice. So all we know is that he left for personal reasons, and we don't know what those personal reasons are. But it looked like he was having fun playing, like just a few weeks ago. So, yeah, who knows? Hopefully it's nothing bad.
Yeah. Well, speaking about a coach, yeah, I do too. I speak about a soccer coach having fun. The trailer for season 4 of Ted Lasso just released, and it looks fun.
It does look fun. I'm gonna be interested to see how they go about season 4 there.
Yeah,
but we shall see.
It's Ted Lasso. It's like you could have not had another season, but I'm not mad about it.
Does Roy and Keeley fully get back together? Because that's the thing. Even though, do I like that they had 2 separate couples that were queer in season 3 of Ted Lasso? Yes. Do I hate that they broke Roy and Keeley up to have one of those couples, and then her girlfriend like becomes a total dick and leaves her for stupid reasons, and then we never really she never apologizes or anything. She's just gone. So that was it.
Ted Lasso, positive vibes.
Yes, we do need the positive vibes out.
Yep.
And I'm sorry if spoilers for Ted Lasso there on
it's been out long enough. Ted Lasso swept the nation. If everyone hadn't watched Ted Lasso by now, you just didn't want to watch Ted Lasso.
But yeah, I just did not like what they did with Roy and Keeley when it came to their relationship in season 3. But I did like a lot of season 3. And so I'm interested to see how season 4 goes.
Yeah. Plus with the guy who plays Jamie Tart on that Rooster series. So who knows how much Jamie Tart we're actually going to get just because
Jamie Tart. So good. He almost is at Zuko level of like where I talk about the best redemptions in television. Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender is like my number one. Like if you want to know how to redeem a character, look at Zuko's character arc. But Jamie Tart is up there. And he becomes one of the best and maybe my favorite character by the end. And I hated him in the beginning.
It's hard for me. It's hard to not be Roy. I mean, I
love Roy. I do love Roy. But and I love Roy and Jamie's friendship that developed.
Until the last season, Jamie Lannister's arc was pretty cool as far as redemption, but that last season just
yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't have like Jamie Lannister is not up there with the Zuko and Tart.
And Jamie Tart. Yeah.
Yeah, I know 2 Jamies. What's up with Jamie's needing redemption? Anyway, enough of television.
I was gonna try to see, could I come up with a way to segue into playoff hockey with redemption, but nothing's coming to me. You ready to light the lamp?
Yeah, let's light the lamp. So I'm like a game away of not knowing puck again. It sucks. Damn Canadians. Seriously, that's the name of the that's literally Montreal Canadiens. I'm not saying that as a country as a whole, as much as the bit that I do.
You got to pronounce it the French way, Canadiens.
Canadiens. Yeah.
We got playoff hockey.
Yeah.
Let's look at the West. The Utah Mammoth win Game 3, going up on the Golden Knights. Fuck Vegas, you know what you did. You know what you did, Vegas. You know what you did. But then, unfortunately, Vegas tied the series, winning Game 4 in overtime. They play tonight. Score check.
Vegas, it's 1-1 into the first.
Okay, come on, Utah. I'm rooting for the Mammoth. They did unveil their mascot this year. They also unveiled the Zamoth, which is their Zamboni. That is... it looks like a mammoth, so they've called it the Zamoth. And so I just really like all of the kookiness of the Utah team. So go Utah, because fuck Vegas. You know what you did.
Sure. All right.
I'll tell you after.
Well, like from a scale of 1 to Cincinnati FC to me, is it anything like that?
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
It would do the word allegedly would be used.
Okay.
Next up, we got Anaheim go up on Edmonton in the series, winning Game 3 7-4. Whoever had the over on that game for goals scored probably made some good money.
Shout out! It wasn't Brendan Sorsby.
The Ducks then win Game 4, making the series 3-1. But the Oilers go on to win Game 5, making the series 3-2, even though McDavid is playing through an injury. I believe Draisaitl is also playing through an injury. McDavid was a game time decision, so people didn't even know if he was going to be able to play or not. And then hockey players, we've talked about it before, they play through injury, especially during the playoffs. Half their body could be dead. We saw, even though, like, I don't like them as people, but I like them as hockey players. Matthew Tkachuk, like we talked about what he's played through.
Oh, God, he's played through a lot.
And so, but they don't like to reveal that while they're playing, and then they then you see the injury report after the team gets eliminated, and it's just like everyone is injured, and here's all the stuff. But McDavid kind of let it slip that, like, kind of everyone on the team is playing through something. Afterwards, when they were asking him, like, he's just like, oh, there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to be playing this game. It kind of just like, and people were joking, yeah, if the team wasn't playing through injury, there would be no player on the team, because apparently the Oilers, like, every single person is just playing with something. So can Anaheim win this series because the Oilers are so hurt? Can they take down the team that, even though they didn't win the Stanley Cup, because my team did, but they went to the Stanley Cup finals 2 years in a row? Can the Ducks do it?
Is Gordon Bombay the coach?
No.
Oh, then I don't know. But it's just the whole thing of I want McDavid to win one so bad because he's so good.
Yeah. McDavid wants to win one so bad.
Yeah, I'm aware. But the whole the part of my take, they always sit there and give crap to Ryan Whitney, who's on Spittin' Chicklets with Biz, and he loves Connor McDavid in the Oilers and stuff. And every time he's on there, he just like they always troll him. They're like, Connor McDavid can't win the big one and both stuff. And he's like, I hope every one of your teams lose. Your quarterback gets hurt. Like, Ryan Whitney just goes off on him just because they troll him so much about McDavid not winning the big one.
And I was watching a video the other day of someone like talking about, is him wanting it so much, is that keeping him from it? Like, because he's playing with the pressure of having to win, because he's considered one of the best hockey players to ever play the game, and he hasn't won anything yet.
I think people are just trying to create narratives and why, rather than just being like, maybe he just played yes, he is the best player in hockey, but until someone tells me differently, good guy doesn't know puck here, guys. Remember.
Although, like, Sid might be like, I'm old, but I'm still good.
We'll get to Sid here in a second.
We'll get to Sid in a second. But yeah, so we shall see. Hey, if the Oilers, at least the Oilers made it to the playoffs. My team didn't, and
y'all are still partying for the last two Stanley Cups. That's why you took the Stanley Cup in the ocean. You knew what was going to happen this year.
And then, what was it? Someone made the joke of that, like, the Florida Panthers are on their fallow year. You know what a fallow year is?
No, I have a guess.
So for agriculture, sometimes the soil, like, needs to be replenished. So you have a fallow year where you don't plant anything, or you plant a different type of crop. And so then you're not really, if you're like, let's say a soybean farmer, and you need to have a fallow year, so then you just like plant stuff that you can't sell. So you just have to go have a year of like planting stuff, but it's to replenish the soil.
Right.
soil thing. So the Florida Panthers are having a fallow year.
Oh, they're so fallowed, like all capital letter fallowed.
And so maybe the Oilers, even though they did get into the playoffs, they're having a fallow year as well. Because you think about it, like the Florida Panthers, they went to the playoffs and went to the Stanley Cup final 3 years in a row. And then the Edmonton Oilers went to the Stanley Cup finals 2 years in a row. That's a lot of hockey on these guys' bodies. Like, you're going to deteriorate a little bit from that.
A little bit.
And so it's not surprising that the Florida Panthers were so injured this year in the regular season. It's not surprising that the Edmonton Oilers, who went to the Stanley Cup finals 2 years in a row, are now playing very injured in the playoffs. So we shall see what goes on. Colorado Avalanche, they swept the LA Kings. Like we said last week, congratulations to LA for making it into the playoffs.
If they made the playoffs, no, the Preds probably would have gotten swept.
The Preds would have gotten swept as well.
Yeah. I just wanted to be there. Just kind of like the Reds last year. It's like, I'm just happy to be there. But as soon as the first or second pitch yard, I was like, well, that was fun. That was fun.
And then Minnesota Wild win both Game 4 and Game 5 to make the series 3-2 with the Dallas Stars. So can Dallas keep this alive? I think this is going to Game 7.
We said it was going.
Yeah,
of all the previews we did, go back and watch, guys. We were saying this of all the series, this game was definitely going to be going 6 or 7 games.
I'm ready to go to the East.
Let's do the East.
All right. Carolina Hurricanes have swept the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa never had a lead the entire series, which hasn't happened since 2009. So they were just down the whole time. And you were talking spitting chicklets. Paul Bissonnette, known as Biz, this was hang the banner, folks.
Yeah.
Played 4 extra games.
Yeah.
Which I guess the LA Kings can hang that banner as well.
Yeah.
But with Ottawa, I think they were like the betting odds was like the third favorite to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals out of the East, and they got swept. So I think it's a little bit more embarrassing for Ottawa than it is for LA, because everyone assumed that LA was going to get swept because Colorado is who they were and LA was who they were this year. But people had high hopes for Ottawa. Not us, because none of us picked them in our brackets. But there were people who had high hopes for Ottawa, and Ottawa got swept.
Interesting.
So, sucks to suck, Ottawa.
Yeah.
The Penguins win Game 4 to force a Game 5 against the Flyers. And our favorite mascot in hockey, although I say he's not my favorite because Big Red will always be my favorite. Is Big Red also your favorite mascot of all time? It better be.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's this rhetorical question?
Just making sure if I had to take your Hilltopper card away from you or not. Big Red is our favorite, but Gritty is favorite NHL mascot and probably second favorite mascot of all time. He was having some fun. And first off, we have a video of Gritty before the game.
Yeah. And it was muted for copyright reasons, but he is staring death into everyone. This is right here. I'm gonna pause it, okay? Smile 3 movie poster.
And I don't have a picture of this, but one of my also favorite, because it's the Flyers versus the Penguins. A penguin is a bird. Someone had Penguins colors, and it said "Go Birds" at the game in Philly. So, and then Gritty also decided to murder a penguin 2 games in a row, and we have videos of both of that. So let's watch. someone dress up as a penguin, and 2, that they had to buy a second penguin costume that was just laying there on the side for Gritty to throw over. Yep. And then the following game, that penguin came back very injured, and Gritty decided to murder him again. Thoughts on Gritty?
I remember when they because Gritty was introduced 4 or 5 years ago. Like it's been recent that they were like, "Here's our new mascot, Gritty," and everyone's like, "Good Lord, what is that abomination?" And man, have they! It's like the Philly fanatic of hockey. He is awesome. Shout out to like Jim Henson's like nightmares.
Pretty much.
That is what is it? The sleep paralysis demon. Freaking Gritty.
And then in this series, we also had where there was a penalty called on Sidney Crosby. Well, there was a high sticking that happened to Sidney Crosby, and a Philadelphia player got a penalty for that. But then Sidney Crosby also got a penalty for embellishment because he kind of fell to the ice like he was a soccer player. And just like laid down on the ice like he had died. And then the good people of Philadelphia decided to put this billboard up in Philadelphia. Embellishment. 2-minute penalty is signed when a player exaggerates contact or acts to make a foul look more severe than it was to trick refs into calling a penalty. Examples of embellishment in a sentence. Crosby. Oh, Philadelphia, never change.
Nah.
And then the Penguins stay alive, winning Game 5 at home. Can they keep their playoff hopes alive tonight? Score check.
Gritty killed the Penguin.
Gritty killed the Penguin.
The Flyers are moving on. It's probably the one thing that I got right between everyone else in our bracket in our bracket pitches, because I did have the Flyers winning this. Is this the last we see in Sidney Crosby? I don't think so. But that discussion will at least have a little bit more discussion than years past, especially with the injuries that he was going through. But there hasn't been no discussion. Ovi, maybe. Yeah. That has a lot. That discussion's a lot louder than Sidney. It's just because
Ovi's 2 years older than him.
Right. But
even though they both have played in the league for 21 years, have the same came in because of the lockout in 04, 05. They were back-to-back number 1 draft picks, and so Ovi technically would have had 1 year on Sidney, but because of that lockout, they came in the same year.
Yeah, it's just Sidney's been on better teams, so he's got 3 rings, and to Ovi's 1. But
yeah.
You can have your discussions on who's better or whatnot, but they're 2 of the greatest hockey players we're ever going to see.
And they saved the NHL.
They did. They did. So, because after, I mean, obviously, like there probably was some players in between, but it was like the Messier and Gretzky's and stuff like that, and then you still had the Mario Lemieux and Yzerman and Brett Holes and stuff like that. I'm just listing off hockey players. I'm surprised I knew that many off the top of my head, other than just Wayne Gretzky. But yeah, it kind of went through a lull there, and a lot of back and forth between the NHL and the players. And they finally somehow figured it out, and they got blessed with Obi and Sidney Crosby. And then now you have the next crop are doing. I mean, obviously you've got McDavid, Connor Bedard. They're hoping he can be just as good as McDavid.
Celebrini.
Yeah.
Nathan McKinnon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But a bunch of Canadians.
Pretty couple of Russians.
But I think Ovi's coming back for one more year. I personally think that. And there was no doubt in my mind that Sidney would be retiring this year. I don't think he's retiring at all.
No. Yeah,
I think those talks might be at the end of next year.
Maybe.
But Sidney did not give me any vibes of a possible retirement, whereas like Ovechkin is giving vibes of the possible retirement. And also probably because all the reporters are asking Ovechkin if he is going to retire, where I haven't really seen a lot of reporters asking Crosby if he's going to retire.
It has to do with, I mean, obviously you can't, players doesn't like to have that inevitable thing of hanging it up, especially when you're playing at the levels that Sidney and Ovechkin have. But the thing is, the squad that Sidney's with is a lot better than the squad that Obi's with, and that could possibly go into it. But if Obi
the Capitals now are a pretty young team, and so there's a lot of promise.
Yeah, but that's the discussion is like, is it worth me going through all this stuff? Because Obi and a lot of hockey players, like, they're pretty loyal to a fault sometimes of their organizations, unless they trade you away to Florida, like Marchand. But
Marchand wanted to be loyal to Boston.
Yeah.
Which the funny discussion, although there's no way, and I know I'm going to say there's no way, and then they're going to end up doing it, that Boston wins the Stanley Cup this year. But Boston doesn't have a captain. After they traded Marchand, they haven't given anyone the C. They have 3 A's, but no one is a captain currently on Boston. So it's just like, who lifts the cup if they were to win?
They're a straight A team, so I guess, there's that. Right. Spin it.
It would probably be Pasternak. We'll get to pasta in a little bit. But yeah, so Pittsburgh, thank you for playing. Philadelphia moves on. Montreal.
No.
Take game 3 against Tampa in overtime. Then Tampa ties the series 2-2, winning game 4. We both have said that this series will probably go to 7. They're playing tonight. Score check.
Montreal won 3-2. I don't like it. I don't like this one bit. I don't want to see me going another year, especially when the Hurricanes freaking swept.
Instead of being swept by the Panthers.
Yeah. Those SOBs are going to dick around and win it a year after I picked them to win it.
Hey, that's what happened. Well, New York Red Bulls didn't win, but they made it to the final year after you said that they would win.
Well, once I claimed my fandom, then they're like, "Oh, now we can play." I'm like, yeah, sure.
So maybe you're just like Nostradamus, where you're just a year early.
Sure, we can go with that. That's a good spin zone. It's a good spin zone.
Yeah, I'm here to make you feel better, Josh.
Thanks for that.
Now, let's go to the series that I've had the most fun watching.
Oh, it's been a great series.
And that is the Buffalo Sabres versus the Boston Bruins. So, Buffalo Sabres won game 3 in Boston. And before game 4, I was going to make the joke, looks like Buffalo comes alive in the third period. I was going to go, oh, they're a fourth quarter team, even though, there's only 3 periods in hockey. There's not 4 quarters. But we all know in basketball and in football, the teams that play like shit for 3 quarters but somehow come alive in the fourth. And not that Buffalo was playing like shit in the first and second period, but they were not scoring till the third. But they broke that. And they scored 4 in the first period of Game 4 and ended up winning the game 6-1, destroying a Boston team that had no fight. They had belt to ass on that game, and Boston was just like, and I'm just gonna let this happen.
Right.
And it might sound weird to say that the only Boston player who was playing well was the goaltender, even though he let in 6 goals, Jeremy Swayman. But he was literally the only good player for the team. And that just tells you that, like, 6 goals went in and he was playing well. That tells you how shitty everyone else was playing on the team. Like, I think
sometimes it's just off.
Yeah. Charlie McAvoy afterwards was just like, if you're not embarrassed by the, like, he was talking, and like all the Bruins players were talking about how embarrassed they were by the way that they played in Game 4. And you could see how pissed off Jeremy Swayman too, because when he got pulled, because it was the third period, and it pretty much was just like, we're losing, no point in keeping you out there. We'll put in the second string goalie out there to finish out the game. And he comes off the ice and he just starts railing into his team on the bench, just like going at him. And so he was not happy. But Boston forced a Game 6 by winning Game 5 in overtime with a goal from David Pastrnak. This was a 1-1 game, and they go to overtime, so 2-1, low scoring. So if you bet the over on that game, you weren't getting it. But Pasta, who is a great player, but has not shown up really that much, and maybe he's hurt. Who knows? We will find out later. Because again, I don't think they're winning the Stanley Cup. So whenever they do get eliminated, we'll find out the injury report of all these teams. If he's dealing with something, I think he is. But he came alive in overtime, and then he directly went to the fans, who I guess, like, the fans were talking shit, and he was talking in their face, and he got the bird from some of the Buffalo fans. So they go back home for Game 6. Can Boston force a Game 7?
I think so, because it's at Boston. And I think if Boston, if Pasta found, it looks like he got his head out of his ass. But I don't know. We still have. It won't be until Friday, so that's plenty. Obviously, because they're going to Boston. But it's a lot. That's a couple of days of rest for. So we shall see. But when you always kind of give the slight edge to the team that's at home. So
yeah, and I would usually say that, but the game that they played like shit was at home.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but this is a winner stay home, I guess, in this game.
Yeah.
In that sense, like, win or go home. Well, we're already home, so it's win or stay home, I guess, technically. But I see it going Game 7.
Yeah. I think it would be fun for it to go 7. And originally, because like Boston should have won Game 1, but when they didn't win Game 1, and then they took Game 2 and then lost Game 3 and 4, and they were down 3-1, I was like, ooh, Buffalo's going to take this, and then Buffalo's going to have some time to rest because Montreal versus Tampa is going to go to Game 7, and so they're going to be rested to fight whoever comes out of that bloodbath of a series. But nope, Boston had something to say. So this has been a really fun series to watch. Playoff hockey is great.
Yeah, it's awesome. The only thing I'm saying, but if Buffalo, because sometimes you just have a weird matchup, and if you get past it, then you probably finally somehow or another they kind of get a groove. Because you always have one tough series, and if Buffalo can get past Boston, I think they win against Montreal or Tampa, especially Tampa, because they for some reason had Tampa's number all year. But it's playoff hockey. Long story short, the freaking Hurricanes are going to win the whole daggone thing. It pissed me off.
We shall see. We shall see. Who knows? Maybe Colorado breaks the President's Cup chair. The curse.
So far, so good.
Right? We shall see. That is I was going to say technically that is what I have for hockey, but our sports meme of the week when we go to the weird also includes hockey. But you ready to get weird?
Yeah. Yeah, the most like the opposite of Chuck Norris jokes.
So, sports meme of the week. Multiple memes are out there about Brady Tkachuk not being able to read or just being dumb. And they crack me up. And pretty much they're saying things like, Brady Tkachuk is now aware that letters make words, but is still unsure how. Brady Tkachuk, devastated after finding out his lifelong identical twin who lived in every bathroom was just a mirror. Brady Tkachuk not upset by negative social media comments as he cannot read.
You know that you could spin that as a positive.
I guess
you can't get in the man's head because he can't read the negative comments.
Can't read. Brady Tkachuk attempted to form a thought, which resulted in a head injury. He'll now miss even more games than originally expected.
Oh no, there's so much CT in that thing. You ain't gonna worry about it.
Brady Tkachuk has been diagnosed with a brain-eating amoeba, but doctors aren't worried. They believe it will most likely starve to death.
So there's a story, and I saw the helmet. There's a Green Bay Hall of Fame for the Packers, like at Green Bay, and there is a helmet, and it's got like a quarter-size hole in a dent. So they were out practicing. It's Ray Nitschke's helmet back when Lombardi and like that Packer team, the 5 championships, first Super Bowls, all that. And he was a lineman. And I mean, Ray Nitschke's a legend. It was his helmet. A light scaffolding, because they're out practicing, fell. And they go over to Lombardi, and they said it fell on a player. He was like, "Who was it?" He was like, "Nitschke." He was like, "Where'd it fall?" He goes, he went through his helmet. He goes, "Oh, he'll be fine." And he was. And there's a freaking quarter-size hole.
But most of these memes about Brady Tkachuk not being able to read are hockey fans or just people on the internet, people on social media having fun. But then the Carolina Hurricanes, who, as we said, swept the Ottawa Senators. I was about to say Centaurs. Senators. Centaurs is...
Ooh, that's a good hockey team name. Here comes the North Dakota Centaurs.
But Carolina decided to join in the Brady Tkachuk can't read. And this is our sports meme of the week. Read it if you can and weep. Cane sweep.
Now I got me thinking of what random random state would get the Centaurs.
So behavior check on this. Do you like this? Because I like it. By the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Anytime, yeah. Also, shout out to 50 Cent for wanting to pay Floyd Mayweather $50,000 or $100,000 if he could read the first chapter of Harry Potter out loud. That's just an all of 50 Cent's pettiness, but it's hilarious. So yeah, just kind of remind me of that.
Read it if you can and weep.
Yeah,
and there's Brady there.
Yeah.
It's too good.
They don't pay him to read.
No, they don't. Josh, where can the people find us?
The people can find us, myself and my co-host of Ruckus Wrestling, Justin Toner, tomorrow night as we go through the week that was in wrestling. And then on Monday, Tushka and I, like we said before in part of the show, that we will be breaking down more in depth of the NFL draft and mainly how it affects and the moves that has made in the offseason that could affect your fantasy season coming up. Or if you're in a dynasty league, rule number 1, don't do one because it's a full-time, it is a full-time job, but I still enjoy it. If you're just hankering for some football talk, like I am all the time, join us over there for that on Monday at 10 o'clock Central. And then obviously you'll have us back at it on Wednesday to wrap up. Hopefully the Lightning will advance, but who knows? Who freaking knows?
Not hopefully, no. Let's go Montreal.
Yeah, okay. You said that. I didn't. No,
'Cause
I want to know
Rockets.
Puck. I don't want to be a year later on knowing Puck. The Hurricanes win it. And obviously, like we alluded to earlier, Soul, our book club, it's a short book, but it's a good one.
Mimicking of Known Successes by Malka Older.
Yeah. Sherlock Holmesian type of
Yes.
book.
Let's see, what's from Freya Marsky. Older has created a wonderfully sci-fi take on the gas lamp mystery, add in the wry depiction of academia and the warmly authentic portrayal of a relationship in the process of rekindling, and this is exactly my kind of story. So that's Freya Marsky, whoever she or they are.
Yeah. And as far as like I said, the last book that we did, that was awesome. And before I went to see the movie, I was like, have you seen Project Hail Mary yet? And he was like, yeah, it's exactly the kind of movie that you would like. I was like, you don't know me. And about a quarter or 15 minutes in, I'm like, crap, my friends know me, because I was smiling the whole way through. It's an amazing movie. It's a great book. Just all the things about Project Hail Mary. And I'm obviously looking forward to talk about this book coming up in about a week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you ready for our moment of Zen?
Let's do it. Yeah. Take the leg out. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, skyhook. Man, all right, come on. He won't shoot. That was good. That was good. Shout out to Baller Content for making that. Why'd you have to do Russell Wilson like that? True. Well, come on. Why you gotta be catching strays like that? I mean, he's a triple-double god. Come on, man. MVP. Like Ben Simmons, yeah, you can catch all the strays you want. All right. But yeah. Really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Larry Bird. The Larry Bird.
That one got you. That one got you.
You could have had Steph and Larry, okay? Or Ray Allen.
Anyways, thank you, Josh, and thank you all for watching. Thank you to Ryan for joining us to talk about the NFL draft, because I had zero things to say about it. But anyways, see you guys next week. Bye.
See ya.